Hi, my name is Harper, and chances are that if you're watching this video, then you already know what VenturianTale is. But in case you don't, you're about to learn. Because in this series, I'm going to go over everything VenturianTale. Well, maybe not everything, but at least the good, the bad, the nostalgic, and of course the cringe. As I tell you, the story of VenturianTale. The VenturianTale channel was created on January 16th, 2013, with their first video being uploaded on the 31st, a Team Fortress 2 video where they play on a Majora's Mask map. I will say that they do say this in the video.
We are playing more of Team Fortress 2.
Which implies that they've done videos prior to this one, but he may have misspoke and was probably referring to the footage that he recorded for the outro. They had a full setup going on. They had an intro, outro, portraits, and logos, all from the very beginning. It was almost as if Venturian knew that the channel would be a success. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. For those of you who don't know who VenturianTale is, imagine Vanoss but for children. Tiny children. Now, me personally, I know a lot about VenturianTale, as of course I've grown up with it. And even rewatching some stuff now, I remember a lot. And when I say some stuff, I mean literally all of their videos, as I can confidently say I am the most qualified person to make this video. And yes, I know, that's very sad and embarrassing, but this channel was the only thing that could keep my 13-year-old mind entertained, so I've got a lot of pretty useless information that I know by heart. Why let it go to waste? For this deep dive of Venturian, I pretty much leave no stone unturned. Well, there are a few exceptions. Many lore stuff will be overlooked, and of course any videos that aren't really worth mentioning. I'll call these, for lack of a better word, filler videos. Anyways, I'm going to introduce you to the members of VenturianTale. First off, we have Venturian, aka Jordan Fry, aka Jordan. Born on February 3rd, 1991, he is currently, at the point of making this video, 32 years old. He was always seen as the leader of the group, and well, that would make sense. His name is part of the group, and he is the oldest of all the members. About a year after the channel was created, it was revealed in a now privated Q&A vlog that he was Christian. More on that later. Side tangent here. Throughout this video I will come across lost media, or just videos in general I can't find, because there are a lot of videos on this channel. There's a lot that can get lost in the sea of ElsaGate style videos, so if I can't find something, I'm gonna pull it completely from memory, with some evidence to back it up. I'm going to have a bit of text on screen to tell you that it's from memory. For this specific instance, I can't find the Q&A video, but I do very much remember it. But anyways, there shouldn't be that many side tangents throughout this video, but there's a lot to cover. Anyways, back to the members. Next up is Immortal Kyodai, aka Sierra Fry, aka Sierra. Born on May 27th, 1994, she is currently 29 years old, and was the second person to be introduced on the VenturianTale channel. Next up is Bethany Fry, also known as Bethany, also known as FlyingPings. She is currently 27 years old and a pretty well-known artist. In fact, she has drawn all of the official art for the channel. Last but not least, we have Homeless Goomba, aka Isaac Fry. He is currently 25 years old and is a speed cuber. Alright, let's talk about how everything came to be. I'll dub this Chapter 0. Now, I'm calling this Chapter 0 because it's not a very long story, but it's very complicated and many factors go into it, but not a lot of information to go off of. And so, to keep things simple, and keeping things from flying off the rails, so to speak, I'm going to summarize everything to the best of my abilities to describe exactly what kind of household the siblings lived in. As mentioned before, I brought up that they were Christian. You can probably take a guess where this is going if you don't already know. If you already know, then skip to the next chapter, but I still think it's important to stick around. Okay, let's just get into it. Like I said before, there's not a lot of information about this, and I'm not going to minimize what happened, but I really don't want to make too many assumptions. Anyways, this might be really tough to hear for some people, especially those who grew up with Venturian or anyone with similar experience. Either way, it definitely needs to be mentioned. Now, the members of VenturianTale are all siblings and were all raised under the same roof, and they all moved out pretty late in life. Another thing you can guess is that they were all homeschooled, and while their denomination is virtually unknown, the basic rule of the household was that women do all the work and men don't. The male is the most important of the entire household, and the women are taught to serve that man, at least from the way Bethany recounts it. The women of the household were not allowed to make friends outside of the religion, nor were they even allowed to speak to anyone outside of the religion. at least when it came to growing up, minus the internet, as their channel has kind of broken that rule many times. And if you broke any of these rules, you would either be severely punished, shunned, or exiled from the family entirely. So if you didn't believe in this faith, you were just not seen as part of the family anymore. And that's pretty much exactly what happened to Bethany. And even though it's alleged, it's still important. But that is the gist of the situation surrounding this family. Over the years, the kids bonded over various video games and media, and would end up creating their own YouTube channels, most of which are inactive and have their super old videos privated. But they all mostly consisted of AMVs and skits. But I know what you're really here for. One day, as a collective effort, they decided to join forces and create the VenturianTale channel. And this is where we head into Chapter 1. Footings. Their earliest video may have been a TF2 video, but their earliest tale was uploaded on the same day, and it was their first episode of their first Let's Play, A Minecraft Tale. Okay, yeah, I know, they technically uploaded episode 2 first, but whatever. Starring Jordan and Sierra, their chemistry was insane, and very entertaining, as in the early days of their channel, they garnered a lot of views and subscribers. Rewatching A Minecraft Tale for the first time in a few years, it really did feel like an adventure. I am not going to deny that this still holds up as genuinely entertaining media, but that's just my opinion. I will do my best to briefly summarize A Minecraft Tale, but my summary does not do it any justice. But if you're interested, I recommend watching it yourself. For 50 episodes, it's pretty short. Anyways, here's A Minecraft Tale. They spawn in a snowy desert.
A snowy desert!
Definitely could be a better spawn.
They create a house that is called Birchwood, that is made of spruce wood.
Birchwood. That sounds like really epic. It sounds like you could make like an entire house out of birchwood.
That's it. We have to go back to Birchwood.
Okay, yeah, let's name our house Birchwood.
Jordan really hates pigs and sheep and loves cows and chickens, while Sierra loves all animals.
Venturian, the killer of pigs.
Sticky friend.
I slay them and eat them raw.
Jordan goes on a tirade about how the chickens hate the pigs.
The army's here, and they should be able to hold off the tree pigs for now.
Yes, this is extremely important.
The pet, that's cute. Hi
He's
there.
not a pet, he's a warrior.
Okay, but he's cute and he's stuck in the table.
They decide to go mining, look for resources, and go into the nether. After they get bored and die a bunch, they go adventuring and find themselves in a new land. Jordan finds a rabbit and names him Little Vent. They forget about Birchwood and find a new area to settle down. Jordan builds a castle and Sierra builds a pool house, and they call it Ventopia.
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 They find out that the place is overrun with pigs, and so Jordan presumably spawns a bunch of chickens to indicate that the Armada has arrived.
Oh, look at all the lake chickens!
Uh-oh.
Holy moly!
Is this it? They're here!
Right. You were right, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Ah! The Armada's here!
Not much really happens for a while. They go back exploring, and wind up finding Birchwood again, meaning they have been walking in one big circle. But after this, they still find their way back home to Ventopia, and after all of this adventuring, they decide to go adventuring in another direction, in hopes to find the end portal. Upon finding the end portal, they gather up the rest of the siblings and defeat the Ender Dragon.
Bethany got him! Bethany killed the dragon!
Now after all this, they go to the moon and kinda just kill time until the 50th episode. And when that 50th episode hits, they wrap it all up. That was 50 episodes of A Minecraft Tale summarized. Very briefly. There is a lot of things that I kind of glossed over. Mostly lore stuff, but like I said earlier, I'm not really going into lore. Unless you'd want that for a separate series, which I honestly can't see happening anytime soon, so I'm mostly just going to stick with them and their content. But later on, lore is going to get really hard to avoid. You'll definitely see what I mean. But for right now, that wraps up A Minecraft Tale. During this Let's Play, they experimented a lot with content. I'm not going to go into every single video, but they played a lot of Mario games, some Minecraft maps, mods, and game modes, a little bit of TF2, a little bit of Roblox, and games that were products of their time. One specific example is when they all gathered together to play Slender, in a show that they called Siblings Play, which did pretty well, but they only did 2 episodes and then shelved it for later use. They were on the grind and racking up a pretty nice viewership, but it wasn't until halfway through their Minecraft playthrough that they decided to play the most popular game on their channel, Garry's Mod. Now if you know what VenturianTale is, you either know them through Minecraft or Garry's Mod. And calling this game popular on their channel is an understatement. As soon as they started playing Garry's Mod, their experimental content drastically reduced as they found their niche. and the channel became mostly Minecraft and Garry's Mod, with a few exceptions. And after a while of just playing those two games, Jordan decided to branch out a little bit and uploaded his first episode of A Skyrim Tale. Now I know it's practically criminal to go straight to Skyrim and not talk about their early Gmod stuff, but I promise I will get to it. Here's basically what I'm gonna do. Since A Skyrim Tale is a pretty long series, I'm just gonna hop between the two. Yeah, a new episode of Skyrim Tale is posted pretty much every single day, usually in the afternoons after a Garry's Mod video, so they kinda go hand in hand. Now since I've already watched A Skyrim Tale in its entirety about 3 times, I'm just gonna skim through these episodes and give you a quick summary. As we enter Chapter 2, Building the Foundation. Okay, let's dive into A Skyrim Tale. Episode 1 starts out exactly how you'd think it would. Nah, I'm just kidding. It begins in an alternate start room, where he immediately starts talking about his character.
And yes, it's a girl. I know you can tell it's a girl. Girls are better than guys. I'm sorry. It's just truth, okay?
His character's name is Vale, and she is a dark elf. Her story begins off the coast of Winterhold.
Now I'm going to defy all logic and jump into the freezing water and try and swim to the coast. Yeah, you have no idea what this would feel like in real life.
Since swimming to shore is the only option, she makes her way to the closest landmark, Ysgrimor's tomb, where she finds a couple items, and then makes her way to Winterhold.
The Imperials think us all lawless beasts.
I think you a lawless beast too.
After a bit of bartering and killing some bandits, Vale travels on foot to Windhelm, where she then takes the carriage to Whiterun.
Oh, it's one of my fellow Dark Elfian people. She's my sister or something.
She rests up and buys some new armor, and comes across Janessa.
Oh, it's one of Vale's Dark Elf cousins.
Janessa is a follower, which means you can pay her a bit of gold for some storage, or for her help in combat. Throughout this whole Let's Play, Jordan uses his followers to push a narrative, so just keep that in mind. She decides to hire Janessa later when she has more gold, so Vale treks over to Riverwood, killing and looting any and all bandits that stand in her way, as she travels to Bleak Falls Barrow to collect the Dragonstone.
But this is the end. One shot, one kill. Headshot.
With that ends episode 7 of A Skyrim Tale. From what I can remember and what I've been skimming through, from episode 1 to 10, A Skyrim Tale had a 2-month hiatus in between episodes 7 and 8, and his reasoning being that the mods folder got deleted. Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about Gmod. Gmod was pretty big on the channel at this point, and they all knew it, because during this hiatus, they uploaded around 170 videos. They were on the grind, and they were living the dream. With the majority of these videos being Garry's Mod, they would gain hundreds of thousands of views per video. Needless to say, they were growing pretty rapidly. And honestly, I wish I could talk more about it, but it's just 1 to 4 people messing around in Gmod. There's not really a lot to talk about, at least for right now. For the majority of these Gmod videos, they kinda just walk around a map or play around with a mod. They'll engage in roleplay sometimes, but not as much as they do in the future. However, that's not to say that none of this is important. During this 2 months specifically, Jordan would lead the Garry's Mod videos, and Isaac would lead the Minecraft/Roblox/miscellaneous videos, with a Gmod Fan Challenges series, as well as a Minecraft Fan Challenge series later on. They kinda had the community in their pocket. They were very communicative with their fan base, and with their videos being generally harmless and squeaky clean, you really wonder where it all goes from here. And well, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is pretty much it. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but once we hop back into A Skyrim Tale, the format returns, where it's upload Gmod during the day, and then upload a Let's Play during the night. And though it's not entirely true that they continue to run with this format for the next 10 years, it's pretty much 90% of VenturianTale. You'll see what I mean. In this first year, everything kinda took formation, and if you know VenturianTale, you know that they like to roleplay. And they've been roleplaying since the beginning of the channel, but the basics of their Garry's Mod roleplay series begins with a character named Papa Akachala, a character written and played by Jordan with plenty of love, care, and passion put into his lore. Nope, there isn't much character, he's just a redneck.
What kind of awesome salami meat do you got?
Look around, Billy. We got all kinds of stuff.
I don't see anything.
But of course, more on that later. Let's get back to A Skyrim Tale. Alright, last we left off with Vale collecting the Dragonstone from Bleak Falls Barrow. After hanging out a bit in Riverwood, she walks over to Whiterun and takes it to the court wizard to have it inspected. Right after this, Vale catches word that there's a dragon outside of Whiterun and is instructed by the Jarl to take it down. So with the help of the Whiterun guard, the dragon is defeated.
Yes, I've absorbed the very soul At his skin and meat, apparently.
Upon killing the dragon, Vale absorbs its soul, which she then finds out that she is something called the Dragonborn, allowing her to use her words as weapons. After finding this out, she is rewarded by the Jarl a personal bodyguard named Lydia, and is instructed to go to the Greybeards, so she can reach her full potential as Dragonborn.
Hello. You must be Vale's fellow dark elf, twin sister or something.
And after being trained a bit by the Greybeards, they test Vale by sending her on a fetch quest to retrieve the Horn of Jorgen Windcaller. On the way to following the quest, Jordan gets a mod to change how Lydia looks, and then takes an entire episode to kill a dragon.
I guess I'm just terrible. Oh, perfect! He's dead. We did it. It took us 16 minutes and 30 seconds to fight a stupid dragon.
Vale fights through the tomb only to find that the horn has been stolen, with a note in its place telling her to go to Riverwood.
I'm going to, like, spread some lotion on the end of my arrow and shoot it into your body, and you will feel all relaxed and dead.
Vale meets this mysterious person named Delphine in Riverwood. She finds out that Delphine is part of an old faction of dragon slayers, the Blades, and is told to meet her in Kynesgrove to kill another dragon. But before Vale can head out to Kynesgrove, Jordan installs a mod that gives her lightsabers. So with Vale canonically being a Jedi Knight, she makes her way to Kynesgrove and kills the dragon.
Team Venturian! High five, Lydia! High five? No? Okay. I'll remember that you left me hanging. I'll remember that.
After this, Jordan installs a mod that adds pets to Skyrim, in particular a rabbit named Little Vent, as a callback to a Minecraft tale.
It's the return of Little Vent! I love you, Little Vent!
Getting back on track, Vale is instructed to sneak into the Thalmor embassy in order to gain intel about the dragon attacks. After doing this, she learns that she needs to find an old man named Esbern, who is located somewhere in Riften.
Man, you are one angry woman. Never mind, I take back everything I just said. No lollygagging to you either.
And once Vale reaches Riften, Jordan decides to not do that and go straight for the Dragonborn DLC instead.
Ah! What? Get away, get away, get away, get away! Demons, demons, demons!
Chapter 3. The Framework. Okay, we meet again. With daily uploads of Gmod and Skyrim, the views, likes, and subscribers just poured in. It was barely half a year into the channel's lifespan, and the future was looking bright. They started playing different game modes like Prop Hunt, Cops and Robbers, and Trouble in Terrace Town. And even Jordan started another Let's Play, with Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. But don't worry, I'm only focusing on the Tale series, as this one was just a little side series. And with all this content spilling out, their roleplays became more frequent, as each of the 4 members assumed their own characters. The usual lineup was Jordan playing Papa Akachala, the rough and rowdy father, Sierra playing Sally Waffles or Sally Akachala, the silly waffle and dinosaur-obsessed daughter, Bethany playing Gertrude Akachala, the usually mild-mannered wife of Papa Akachala, and Isaac playing Billy Akachala, and he's usually played off as not very bright. They're a hick family that go on fantastical adventures, but cannot stop screaming at each other. As a result of this, chaos and hilarity ensue, and an incredibly hard-to-follow lore and narrative develops, always leaving their audience wanting more. And let me tell you, their audience was dedicated. With an endless flow of requests, they would give back an equally endless amount of content. This meant covering everything under the sun would yield plenty of new viewers, while also keeping up with the narrative. This meant that they could showcase pretty much any mod or map, increasing their viewer base, all the while satiating their dedicated fans who want to follow the characters. This particular grind set did them wonders in the early years, which is why if you ever ask an old fan of VenturianTale what their favorite video was, the majority will probably point to their older videos. And I did exactly that with 3 of my friends who grew up on VenturianTale. I asked them all to give me their top 3 VenturianTale videos, and not a single one of those 9 videos were newer than 8 years old. So that begs the question, if the VenturianTale grind set yielded so much success, then what happened? And though I don't doubt you already know the answer to that question, I'm gonna answer it anyways. Well, once we get out of 2013. And to do that, we need to hop back into a Skyrim tale. With Jordan putting Skyrim's main quest aside, he decides to make Vale take a boat to a new land, Solstheim, the setting of Skyrim's Dragonborn DLC. Upon landing, Vale explores, kills, and loots everything she sees, trying to get a general grasp of the island.
Alright, let's get out of here. Why is there a dragon?
After wandering around a bit, Vale comes across some cultists that dedicate themselves to some dude named Mirak, who claims to be another Dragonborn.
When Lord Mirak appears, all shall bear witness. None shall stand to oppose him.
How about I kill you and take that armor?
Hey, you're gonna kill me!
While searching for who sent the cultists, Lydia accidentally dies in a dungeon.
Hopefully Lydia's not dead, because that would suck so very much. Lydia, if you're dead... Lydia!
But she's quickly brought back with console commands.
Resurrect. What? It worked! I am such a master! But where'd your armor go? Oh, whatever.
In her search, Vale winds up coming across the Temple of Mirak, where she meets a Nordic woman named Freya, who claims that her people, the Skull, are being enslaved by Mirak, and she needs Vale's help traveling to the depths of the temple to put an end to it.
That is awesome armor, woman!
In the heart of the temple, Vale doesn't find Mirak, but finds a black book that, when read, transports the reader to a plane of oblivion known as Apocrypha, which is where Mirak is hiding. And when Mirak is met with Vale, he announces that he actually is a Dragonborn and forces her back to Solstheim. With this knowledge, Vale travels with Freya to the Skull village. The leader suggests to find more black books, and points in the direction of a wizard who knows the location of one, in a dwarven ruin. But Mirak was nowhere to be found, meaning Vale would have to look for more.
Kill him! Hey, get him! Get him! Yes, there you go! There you go! Okay, get him! Get him! There you go! There you go! That's an elf! That's an elf! Woo! Yeah! Golf clap once again!
After this, Freya is added to the party as a follower, and Jordan installs a mod that adds the TARDIS to Skyrim. And if you don't know what the TARDIS is, it's basically teleportation with extra steps. It's a blue box that is bigger on the inside and can travel anywhere in space and time. In fact, Jordan showcased this mod in an unrelated Skyrim video months earlier.
TARDIS, I'm starting to dislike you. Why do you keep putting me in these kind of situations?
After doing a couple quests that rewards a player home in Solstheim, Vale decides to explore some more.
Who are you guys? It's a couple drunk guys out here wandering around. The heck? Who are you? What in the world? Holy crap! I'm dead! I am dead!
Eventually ending up back in Skyrim, Vale goes back to Janessa and hires her, adding another follower to the party.
Ah, it's a family portrait. It's a family portrait. Maybe this is Vale's sister. Or something, I don't know.
With this also being the 50th episode of A Skyrim Tale, Jordan takes it back to the very beginning by finding what remains of the sinking ship from the first episode, which is just a dead guy. And to top off this celebratory episode, Jordan includes a montage of Vale's adventures so far.
We will see you next time.
But wait, I'm not moving on just yet. Jordan dedicates most of episode 51 to finding Vale someone to marry, because why not, I guess.
Okay, the main thing we have on our list is finding Vale a suitable husband in these lands. I guess we could do that now. We could have a man-tastic episode and try and find her somebody. This is. Oh, how about you, sir? You look young and perfectly eligible. You're not going to even talk to her?
Yes?
Are you insane, man? He doesn't even care. He just walked right on. Vale comes up and talks to him. A perfectly normal, well, not normal. She's not normal. I know she's not normal. Maybe that's why no one wants her. But still, she comes right up. She's like a gorgeous female. She just talks to him and he doesn't care. The heck is wrong with him?
After Vale's sweetheart search fails, she gets back on track with stopping Mirak and sacrifices the leader of the Skull to gain enough power to kill Mirak. Now traveling to Apocrypha via the first book that Vale found, she fights and defeats Mirak, ending his reign over Solstheim and by extension, the world. Alright, now it's early October in 2013. In the months leading up to this, they began to dip their toes into a bunch of stuff. Most notably, Jordan plays Just Cause 2, as well as Crysis 3, not really Let's Plays, more of just mod showcases and fan challenges. They even began debuting new characters for their roleplay series in Gmod. One in particular, who only really appears in one video, is named Gregory, a young boy who conjures up an imaginary friend named Cardboard Friend. The reason I bring this up is because this video is a very good example of how Jordan is with improv. Granted, in this video he's only with one other sibling, they both managed to introduce interesting but silly characters that can be left open-ended for future use. Another thing that they started doing were vlogs where they would open fan mail. These videos were small glimpses into their real lives while also showcasing fan works and gifts. But of course, and as always, more on that later. And with that ends part 1. This originally was going to be one big video, but seeing as though I'm only a quarter of the way through, I slowly realized that this project is a little too big for me to tackle all at once. I can allocate more time and effort to each part as I go, rather than probably rushing through to make a 4-hour-long video. But if you've made it to this far in the video, you'll probably want to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. But it's fine if you don't. That is all for this time. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment, and expect part 2 in the next couple months. I've been Harper, and I'll see you next time.